Take the opportunity to ask more questions and build rapport with your client. They're paying you good money. We should treat them like a person, not just another number.
You need to work through that situation and that call with them and, calm them down, solve their issue, and then move on to what's next.
Hello, insurance fans. It's Stephen Harrington, Dakota the Diva of Insurance, along with Therese, gonna kick your booty Potter because she got all kinds of ninja type skills. And we are here to talk to you today about insurance CSR duties, how to balance service and sales effectively. And I think this is a great topic because a lot of times it's like, well, is that really my role or is this my role? And we have to remember everybody's job in the agency is to sell and service. At the end of the day, the client experience is what it's all about. But we have to be able to find that balance. So we love to start with the service first mindset. Like, how do we kick off our day with customers at the forefront of our mind? How do we get into the calls and really remember we are the personality or the face to the client of the agency? No matter what the kind of call is, whether it's a claim or a change or a review or my rate, whatever that might be, we have to get familiar with what we're doing and be smart about how we're servicing. We need to be able to prioritize and set clear expectations. And the customers calling us, which we should be thankful for, because if the phone don't ring, we don't have a job. So we have to be able to build trust, lay a foundation, and really set ourselves up for success. And the best way to do that is to start our day by eating the frog, which is doing the hardest thing on your list first thing in the morning so we can stop thinking about it. Therese, what is your thought on service versus sales? What's your next tip for us?
Well, the next tip is listen actively to uncover needs. So I think in that customer service role, we need to get really, really good at that role. And we need to listen to our customers because when we listen, the sales will come from that because you're building rapport with your customers. You're listening to them. You're uncovering needs, which will result in actually selling other policies. You can cross sell and upsell. So it's an amazing experience to be able to be in the service role and be able to sell at the same time. And you're not really selling, you're educating. So as you educate the customer and you build them up and you teach them things about insurance, then you discover together that they need other policies or they need better coverage. It helps fill those gaps of coverages that they may be missing. Say they have an inexperienced operator and they don't have an umbrella policy. I mean, there's always things that you can uncover when you talk to them. So anything on that one?
No, I think again, it's just actively listen, take the opportunity to ask more questions and build rapport with your client. They're paying you good money. We should treat them like a person, not just another number.
Yes.
Another hot tip, solving problems while we're planting seeds. How can we be like, oh my goodness, your billing is crazy. Let's get that done. But while I'm getting this pulled up, I noticed you're missing out on one of the largest discounts we offer. Did you want me to tell you about that? I think they're like, nope.
Guessing. They want to know what that is.
Right. Most of the time they're like, yeah, awesome. Well, do you rent your own? Because either way, we might be able to save you some money if we just bundle. And that's, I mean, of course, on the personal line side, but there's always something more the client probably needs. They just don't know about. It could be an endorsement, or maybe a carrier offers a new line of service. Does everybody have an umbrella? Do they even know what liability limits they have? We have to look for those little opportunities and not be afraid to plant the seed, because a lot of times it'll take 3, 4, 5, 6 times for the client to hear it, for them to be like, oh, I've heard about that. I probably need it. And you're like, yes, I've said it multiple times. I'm glad you finally listened. So we can't be afraid to plant the seed.
Yeah, and then stay calm and adaptable. So as a caller calls in reacting, we listen to them. We have these tight deadlines and we have these phone calls coming left and right, but we want to handle the service issues first. We want to calm the customer down, let them know that we can help them, tell them we understand why they're frustrated, and smoothly go through fixing their issue. And then while we're at it, you can mention other coverages they may need. When the caller calls in, they're reacting, they're frustrated, they may be upset about something. when you talk them through that, by the time you get to while we're at it, let's talk about this, they forgot that they were upset and what they called in for. So your goal is to stay calm and adaptable. So you need to work through that situation and that call with them and, calm them down, solve their issue, and then move on to what's next.
And I think that the next two kind of blend together, leading on a team for insight and balance. Like, we need to learn from each other, but we can't be afraid to role play either. And this is one of those things where everybody hates it when you say it. Everybody's like, ooh. And there's one or two people who are like, okay, I'll try. But once we start doing it, they're like, oh, and they start getting into it, right? So we need to remember that everybody on the team has different skills. And if we talk to them and say, well, how do you get people to buy that? Or how do you share a story? Or what's your experience with this or that? It can go a long way, which then leads into knowing your products. We have to know our products inside and out. My new favorite obsession is the coverage wheel, which we have on our website, like agencyperformancemarketers.com. Coverage wheel, Google it, it'll come up. There's one for personal and one for commercial. And we spin the wheel and we're like, awesome. Service line, explain this coverage like I'm a client and you can't use insurance words. And teams panic. And they're like, I'm like, do you want to phone a friend? Like, is there somebody else on the team you want to take in to help you? They're like, yeah. And then somebody else on the team is like, well, that's simple. It's blah, 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 blah. And they share a story. And then the other person on the team is like, oh. So we have to remember we need to know our products inside and out. We need to know what's happening and what's on trend. And that's going to help our clients really know, like, and trust us. And we can get more confident and comfortable with that by talking to our teammates who are part of the same team. It should not be embarrassing to have to do that role play.
Absolutely. And like most of our ending points, we want to win. We want to look at those wins and those any challenge that you may have solved. It's a win when you solve it, whether it be big or whether it be small. So the CSR duties aren't separate buckets. They're a combo that drives value for customers and the company. So celebrate the impact that you have. And that's what fuels growth, because not only are we part of the new business because we handle those customers once they move into being long-term customers, but we also handle retaining that business. So when you are a CSR, you're kind of in everything. You're in the new business sales when they come through because you're going to end up handling those clients, and you're in the retention because you're retaining those clients. So your role is very, very important, and you need to recognize the impact that you have on your customers and your company.
And we want you to remember, friend, we are here to help. At Agency Performance Partners this month, we are launching the new Wow Customer Service 2.0. Fresh and revamped, exciting and new. Some great stuff for you to review. If you want to become stronger as a CSR or just in customer service in general, I highly encourage you to visit our website or reach out to us to look at our Wow Customer Service 2.0. We will be coming back at you at our next podcast talking about best practices for exceptional customer service. Until then, we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.